right there, and that's the last of the welding on this project. So I'm getting the boards all lined up over here, getting the spacing. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna trim. As you can see, they're jagged up there, so you got to come back with a string line and cut those off if you want to make it look nice. To get the gap, I'm just using one of the boards. You can set it in there. Make sure it's tight. I went through, found a pretty decent one, didn't have no big bows in it. And then you just put your other piece on there, slide it up the wall, drill it in with these 2.5 inch timber screws. I think they're T30 Torx. So just gonna get that whole wall laid out, and this one will be going out to the pins. Got a snowstorm, I guess, coming in middle of this week. I don't know if I'll be able to get the second one. I don't know if I'll be able to get that second one built by then or not. I'm gonna try. This one took longer because I had to figure out all the angles and build the templates and stuff. Design I kind of went off of was another guy's. He just ran this pipe 2.78 straight across. I made it come to a nice point. Got that angle there, so but it's gonna go ahead and keep slamming on some boards here, and I'll show you a video of it when it's done. I guess here on these 2x6s we just ran bolts, so there's a bolt there. Now if I wanted to be really nice about it and do it right, I would have countersunk the bolt head. You kind of see it in there. I countersunk that into this board so the boards stay flat. Other than that, that's how they're together. And yeah, let's just show you when it's done. Alrighty, folks, that's one windbreak all wrapped up. It's done. It's complete. Got one more to go, but the wood went on quick like I figured. Just a lot of time into the welding and figuring out all the angles. But like I said, that second one's going to go quicker than this one because we got the templates and everything for the fancy corners and the angles we got to get on them. But she's 30 foot 9 inches long, and those boards are well, they're rough cut. They're ended up being about 9. They're supposed to be 8, but they sawmill left them long for us, so we could trim down to 8. But they're 9 foot. So this one's done, ready to go. Have them come pick it up with their tractor, and we'll figure out how to load it up on. I don't know if they got to load it on a trailer to get it around to the pin they want it to, or they can just carry it with the tractor. But that's why we got those pieces up there. Like that. So you just come in with your bucket, you just come in and soup and then pick up, hands free. I say all done, ready to go. Catch you on the next one. Alrighty, folks, had to ride the four-wheeler up here tonight, check on the sheep. It was such a gorgeous day out the last couple days. It's gotten really muddy, so couldn't be driving the little pickup out here. Thankfully, I've been trying to fill up the water every morning, and they got enough to make it till morning. So the sheep don't need no more water. Puppy's just got some chicken and eggs. GW's running off with his dish again, like always. I don't know why he insists on taking the dish. Aha! Got it. Is it empty yet? Probably. Yep, empty. Fed the sheep. Got the one windbreak done. We got one more to go. It's a little more time consuming than I thought, but really all not too bad. I got to move these critters here in the next day or two. They're like I said, it's getting kind of muddy out, so They hit this area pretty good already. And careful girl. They've hit this area pretty good, so I got to move them here again. I'm going to move them. I got to move them over to that coulee over there where there's more grass, and so I don't have to leave the road so bad, so I don't mark up my fields now that it's top's thawed out decent enough. I mean, it's just slime, so last thing I want to do is be out here too much now, completely destroy this field after trying to make it better with the critters. I can't be wrecking it up with a little pickup. But then again, that's why I was driving that little one, is the weight, not too much compaction out here. So there'll be tracks. I'm gonna be very curious to see what it does up here as far as regrowth. Looking around, I am able to see that there is some green grass popping up, shockingly. Normally we don't see that until we don't see it really start coming until about middle April, but then it I don't want to say you really start coming. The grass really doesn't start growing until about the 1st of May. Now there'll be some green stuff here and there in the middle of April, but nothing you want to be putting your animals out on. But it is really surprising to see that out here that there is green grass popping up from the last couple warm days. It's too dark on the camera, I won't be able to show you, but there's some green out here, which is awesome. So it's just gorgeous evening in here in central Montana. I mean, look at that. It's just gorgeous. The air's clean. It's just overall just a gorgeous day. So I think that'll probably do it for today. Like I said, we got the one windbreak done. Showed you that. We got that one more to go at the neighbors. Got one load of straw we got to go pick up. Coyotes are already making noise, so dogs' shift is about to start and they're about to go to work for the rest of the evening and night. There's been people are calving around us, so the coyotes are yipping pretty good. Unfortunately. Now I know a lot of ranchers, I mean, I've seen ads and stuff. People are paying $150 a pelt hide for coyotes because they're losing their calves, the coyotes. And I don't know if that's the way to go. I was listening to Jim Garish, and he says he's never shot a coyote because coyotes are territorial. So if you have a system and they learn, the ones that you have, they kind of learn that, you know, if you're doing it right, there'll always be little small game and stuff that go after you. They won't be going after your calves. I mean, they might always be trying to go after sheep, but that's why we have the dogs. But cows and calves especially, you shouldn't necessarily be having any problems with them. And if you really are, you got to kind of question the mothering ability of that calf, you know, of that cow. You know, why did the coyote get to the calf? Where was the cow at? There's a lot of people that really call hard. That's Kit Farrow saying any cow that comes up open from loss of predation, whether it be coyotes or wolves, or if he's driving through his field and he runs over a calf, that cow is gone, because that cow should have been with that calf, protecting it and doing its motherly duties, not off wandering around wherever it was at when he unfortunately run over a calf. So it's definitely call hard to build up the herd and the flock, whatever you know, your critters. You know, there's always going to be your better ones. There's always going to be outliers too that you know you should get rid of, or think you should get rid of, and you just always talk yourself out of it. Folks, if you got a cow and you're calving, you got a cow that'll take you out just by looking at you, get rid of it. Now people say, well, I want their mother instincts to be able to attack anything. No, you don't want the cow's ability to attack you over the calf. You should be out, if you're out there with your animals and they're used to you, should be no problem you walking out amongst the calves, tagging, doing whatever you need to do. There's a lot of ranchers end up hurt or hospitalized, either working the livestock or out there, and they're, it just takes one quick second that an animal does what you won't think it'll do, and now you're in the hospital, and you end up with a broken leg, broken arm. You get your gut stomped in the ground by a cow, broken ribs. That hospital bill is going to be astronomical. That's something you want to try to avoid at all costs. So you got a cow that even looks at you funny, like Greg Judy. Any cow that looks at him funny is gone. It doesn't matter. She's gone. Her offspring's gone. You don't want that in your herd, your flock, anything. Which, it's hard to build up build up flock, or you build up your herd. You got your bloodlines, and you don't want to see the animals go. Like right now, I got these. I don't have much invested in them as far as like bloodlines or anything like that. But I have a certain amount of head I'm trying to get to where I know that it'll pay for me to be here on the place and not have to work anywhere. So calling for me, I gotta, there's couple of fence crawlers in here. I have my eye on them for when we start the rotational grazing here in the spring and I start training them better. I kind of think half of that was my fault from last year, just learning the electric fence and learning the sheep. But if I get a good, if I'm doing it right this year, and you get one or two who's always going out, whether she's got lambs on the ground or not, she's gonna have to go. And that's just a sad fact of it. I'm gonna do my best here to make sure the animals all have a good life and all that. But if they tell me they don't want to be here, then they don't want to be here, and that's that. You can't always just spend money on something to make it better for yourself. You start off and you build up slow. I don't know what GW's got. You build up slow, you build up right, and then in the end, you'll have a magnificent herd, magnificent animals, and they'll just be so in tune to your system. You'll always have probably a couple you need to call, but not very many. Anything that any ewe or anything I get from here on out, from any of these coming up needing shots or antibiotics, they're gone. That's not what I need in the flock. That's not what I want in the flock. I'm not going to support a lesser animal than what needs to be out here. Now, you do that long enough, you'll have all top tier animals. You won't have to, you won't be doing no hoof trimming, antibiotics. You won't be giving them shots. Unfortunately, out where I'm at, Katahdins are still pretty kind of rare. And the last few years, the budget being what it is, I was only able to pick up 10, 20, 30 here or there. Well, I got lucky on the last bunch, it was 30, but a lot of the times it's 5 head or 10 head, and they're backyard animals, and the people are giving them all the shots because they're not rotational grazing. They're in pasture, that they're in ground that's just mud and corrals. Looks like that dark spot right there. Now this here happened on me because when it was the ground was so frozen, I ended up with more of an alleyway like this dark spot. The one fence was right here, other side was right there, so it just ended up being an alleyway, and you can see it. Now that was only about 3 days worth of damage, but it was enough. So I'm gonna have to come out here and spread some hay and some grass over that because I'm trying to rebuild the place. But out here, now it's getting more muddy, and it's gonna be a struggle here on the mud, thawing out and freezing every night to keep the ground from getting all puggy. Like this here is kind of already looks black. It's not nearly as bad as that over there yet. But, you know, I'm thinking, you know, a day, tomorrow, possibly move them. Most definitely the day after that, they need to be moved so they're not wrecking the whole area. Puppies are doing a stare down. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, alrighty, folks. Thanks for listening. If I talked about anything you want to know about or learn, you know, go ahead and if you learn anything, hit that like and subscribe button. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I'm here. I'm trying to learn the best I can. Only way I can do that is talking over with people about stuff. So that's what it is, and that's how I learn. That's how everybody learns, is in a community and talking to everybody. So if you got any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to try to answer. You all have a good night.